One of the biggest expenses that I have had in the past few years has been my car. I purchased my car brand new in 2015. I pay about $16,000. I took a loan, so I probably pay more than that. Um, I decided to, my dad helped me get the car because unfortunately here sometimes you need to have a car because public transportation in this area of upstate New York is not quite as good as New York City. The problem is that this is not the only city that has that same problem. Most cities have the same situation where there's not um, reliable public transportation. So we live in this world that requires you to get a car. But a car is a freaking expensive. You get paid so little, you cannot afford a car. And I personally would prefer not to have a car, but I have to have a car, especially because I travel. But there are costs associated with the cost. Not only I have to pay fuel, but also have to pay maintenance too. And if your job doesn't pay you enough, you are not having money for those emergencies that could happen when your car get damaged. And that happened to me quite recently. I went to Puerto Rico to visit my parents, and then all of a sudden I got into a car expense because my car broke the shifter cables, and I had to fix that because that's the only car that I had, and it's the only car that can take me to work. I went through a period of time where I didn't have a car for about 5 years, and I honestly made it more difficult to find a job to fit myself, and because I was dependent on the bus, and the bus doesn't go everywhere. It's not reliable going everywhere, so it made it a little bit more difficult for me to get a job. Um, but the car gave me mobility and made it easier for me to be able to find work where I needed to go. Like my last job was in Clifton Park, and definitely I needed a car to get there because there was no public transportation to get me there. Anyway, something to think about.